As of April 1st, 2016, Apple has been reshaping technology for a total of 40 years. Their most notable product, the iPhone, has totally created a new type of industry, the smartphone industry. No matter your job or role in society, you're probably using a smartphone to message people, look on Facebook, play games, and maybe even doing some more intensive tasks. But even though there are a ton of rumors about the iPhone 7 and the iPhone SE is now just becoming available to the public, I want to take time in this video to go over Apple's flagship, the iPhone 6s Plus, 6 months after its initial release. Even though this is the second time Apple has provided us with a plus-size phone, I still get a ton of comments, as Donald Trump would put it, that the phone is too huge. And a lot of people just have problems with this phone in terms of storing it, and I have to agree. Sometimes the phone kind of wants to slip out of my pockets and my jeans, which can be a nuisance at times. However, there are two perks that come with the larger form factor. First of all, we have a larger display that is one of the best displays you're going to find on any iPhone that Apple has in its current lineup. It's a 1080p 5.5-inch display, and while it's not the best on the market, it is still amazing to look at. With the bigger size screen, you can do tasks that you couldn't normally do on smaller iPhones, such as editing movies with iMovie and editing documents on Google Drive with ease. The second perk with this iPhone is the improved battery life. On smaller iPhones, usually it lasts a day and then you have to charge it. However, by using low power mode, I was able to get 2 days out of the phone, and if I wasn't using low power mode, I usually ended the day with about 30 to 40% battery life. And that's with doing tasks such as editing documents, messaging, checking social media, some light video editing, some light video recording, and some video streaming as well. After 6 months with this phone, I have had no problems with speed and performance, and that's mostly due to the increased specs provided with the A9 chip, which includes a dual-core processor and 2 GB of RAM, which makes this phone faster and zippier than any predecessors of this phone. Honestly, this phone makes me want to edit movies and play games more and more because the performance is just that solid. Doing simple tasks like exporting 4K content, editing short videos, editing Google Documents is actually more appealing to do on this than a consumer-grade computer because it simply is faster to do. I have had little problems with app crashes on the new OS, and that has to be accredited to the newer processor. Whenever apps do crash though, it's mostly due to the software hiccups with iOS 9 though. Talking about speed, I also have to mention Touch ID 2.0. 6 months later, it is still zippy, however I do notice that it has a hard time when dealing with my sweaty teenage fingerprints. As time has passed, I have really enjoyed using both the upgraded cameras on the iPhone 6s Plus. Compared to the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus, both the front-facing camera and the rear-facing camera have received upgrades. The front-facing camera is a 5-megapixel shooter with front-facing flash. The front-facing flash is actually pretty impressive and blinding at the same time, but if you want to take a selfie in the dark, then it will get the job done and you can Snapchat away. Also, we have a 12-megapixel rear-facing camera that is capable of recording in 4K. Honestly, I really enjoy this feature for the sole reason that it makes video creation so much more enjoyable. With extra resolution, you can really mess with angles and zoom in your videos whenever you're editing them, which is much appreciated. With the cameras, we also have some gimmicky features such as live photos. Pretty much you take a photo and then it kind of makes a automatic GIF for you. Honestly, this feature is cool for the first month, but then it kind of wears off on you. It just takes up a lot of storage and really doesn't serve much of a purpose. Since September, Apple has been touting that 3D Touch is the new way to navigate your iPhone. And yes, it does make certain tasks a bit faster, but overall the A9 chip is still super fast, so by the time you do manual tasks compared to using 3D touch actions, you're doing the same thing in about the same amount of time. Now I have to say it is nice that app developers have been adding 3D touch support slowly over time. In terms of third-party applications, things such as ESPN and Google Drive have been adding 3D touch to their applications for both shortcuts and peek and pop. Apple has also been adding 3D touch to apps such as the Settings app and the Weather app as well. Honestly, most of the time I forget that 3D touch is even an option. However, when I do use it, I'm mostly using it for peek and pop within the Mail app and the Safari application. There's some other miscellaneous features I quickly want to cover. There's more antenna bands with this iPhone, meaning you're going to have better coverage. Yesterday in the mountains, my iPhone 6s Plus had a bar of coverage and an iPhone 6 had no service. Both phones were on the same connection, the same provider. Also, we have to talk about Hey Siri. With the 6s Plus, we don't get Hey Siri for the first time. However, you do get wireless, hands-free Hey Siri, meaning you don't have to have your phone plugged into the wall to gain access to this feature. Yes, I enjoy this feature whenever I'm driving around and can simply say, Hey Siri, to text either my mom or my friends or relatives. It is a nice feature, however, it has a pretty low success rate, and I have to usually say Hey Siri a ton of times before it works successfully. As of 2016, the iPhone is now a totally feature-packed smartphone. With improved cameras and improved processors and little improvements throughout the OS, the iPhone is now more competitive with its Android alternatives. However, it's still lacking some common features, such as wireless charging, external input such as mini HDMI, USB, USB-C, and it's also missing side-by-side multitasking, which is relevant and prevalent in Android devices, Windows 10 devices, and even Apple's own iPad line. At the end of the day, the iPhone 6s Plus is very capable. However, without these features and with limitations in place, Apple is keeping this phone from being the ultimate smartphone. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate all the support you guys give me. Please hit that yellow text that says subscribe. Halfway to 100 subscribers, so definitely help me out there. The left thumbnail is going to take you to my latest video in which I discussed my opinions and thoughts on the upcoming game Forza Horizon 3. The right thumbnail will take you to my newest video on the channel. If you guys have any thoughts and impressions on the iPhone 6s or the 6s Plus, definitely comment down below and let me know. Thank you guys for watching and have an awesome day.